Guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. If you're my previous subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video in particular, I have no idea what we're covering in today's video. This is the questionnaire by you guys. You guys have submitted your own questions on video topics that I should go ahead and do. This is one of those videos. So whatever the description said, whatever the thumbnail said of this video, that is the overall content of today's video. I have no idea, so I'm walking this blind, but that's always the best thing. That's where we get the best reading. Anyway, this video is being recorded on Sunday, August 10th at 8:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and this video is just for entertainment and for educational purposes only as well. If you want to help out the channel and really help support us and really help us grow, you can do so by liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the bell icon, engaging with the content, sharing this video with others really help boost the algorithm here on this YouTube channel. Now, my main purpose on the channel is to not try to reach a larger audience. My goal is to reach a lot of you guys who are not being notified when we upload videos. Because I know there's a reason why you guys decided to join us at this very point in time. And my job here is to try to expand the message, to be able to get it to be going, essentially to get it delivered to you. I don't know why I started that, but to just get it delivered to you. That's the whole purpose. So if you want to stay in the loop and be notified when I do post and upload, just go into the comment section below, follow my Blue Sky account and my Facebook group, and that's really all you got to know. That's really all you got to need. And this is actually, in that Facebook group, was actually where one of you guys actually submitted the question. So we're going to answer that in today's video. Thank you for all your love and support and appreciation you guys have given this YouTube channel since the very beginning, since almost 5 years ago. And I could have not had chosen a better time to be here on this YouTube channel than to be with you guys. So thank you for all you guys who have all the love, the help, and support and appreciation. I know that a lot of us probably don't tell you this often, but I love you, and I always try to make my best to tell you that I love you, because sometimes love can really bring us the best memories, even when we feel the most down. All right, so let's go ahead, let's begin. Let's answer the first question. We have here Lindsay Ray Hickey. Now, if you guys want to submit your own question, go into the community page of this YouTube channel and submit your own questions. I will be going in the order in which you guys submit them. Anyway, she said on this Facebook group, I am curious. Question. Will the U.S. hold a Summer Olympics as they are to host the 2026 Olympics? But with the way Trump's treating other countries, will we even get to do so? Will they say we can't and withdraw our team or country from the taking place? This is actually rather interesting. We're going to take a look at this. The Olympics had a very strong significance when it comes to authoritarian leadership and the Olympics. The best connotation here, we'll look at Germany and the Olympics. All right, so let's go ahead and let's take a look at that. Let's answer that question. I was actually told by Spirit before I did this video to grab these two decks because they were very important for the Olympic reading that we're going to do today. All right, let's see. And thank you, Lindsay, for submitting your question. I really do appreciate that. Oh, look, there's a message in here. Oh, look, it's cute. This is adorable. It says here, have fun. Right, just be lighthearted, be in the love, be in the motion. That's just all you have to do in this lifetime, right? Just have fun and breathe. Nobody's going to be boggled down. Now, this is a food deck. Actually, I love this because I'm getting energy that, like when you go to like a food court, you go to the Olympics, there's obviously going to be a lot of food. And there's no better way to describe a stadium than food. And that will be the thing that indicates how people are feeling. Alright, so what's the best way that I could word this video? Will the U.S. hold a Summer Olympics as they are to host in 2026? Alright, that's the first question I want to ask. Spirit Angel, tell me, is the United States still going to host the Summer Olympics next year in 2026? Will any U.S. states host the Olympics? The Vietnamese, the Chinese. Interesting. Will the U.S. Olympics be held in the United States? Will the U.S. Olympics be held in the United States? Give me anything that indicates the United States directly, otherwise it doesn't appear to be so. No. We have the Holy One. This is the Vatican. Right? This is the Vietnamese. Okay. The Chinese. And then we have the European, which is the Italians. Okay. What is on the top of the deck here? We have the bag ones. it doesn't necessarily indicate, it doesn't indicate to me that there is emotion of the United States having an Olympic. It doesn't feel like the energy's there. What's behind the bagged one? We have the constant bacon. It's a classic. Everybody loves bacon, right? This is juicy. You can smell it from a mile away. But it feels like something is obvious about the Olympics. Something is obvious. All right, so Spirit Angel, tell me, will the United States host the 2026 Summer Olympics in the United States or any region within the United States? No. No. The United States will not host the Summer Olympics. This is the night of stories. This is somebody coming in for the attack, and they're looking at new opportunities, new options. This is not safe. So I don't see the Summer Olympics, being held in the United States. This is giving me energy that Trump is trying to get them to stay in, but the Olympic team, whoever runs the Olympics, I don't know anything about sports. I don't speak sports. But this is the 7 of Cups, and this is telling me that they're looking at other opportunities, other places, and it's all due to political ideology. So it is not like a political thing. They're not punishing the president. It's not the goal here. The goal is to put the Olympics where it's the most deemed safe for his people, right? And there's going to be a follow-up question by another subscriber of mine who followed it up with that specific question with a great one, and that's what we're going to talk about in a moment. What we have here is the emperor. This is President Trump, and we have here political ending. So it's telling you that during the time of the summer 2026 Olympic, there's going to be some major problems in the United States. A lot of economic riots, the downturns, there's a lot of problems going on in the United States around the time that the supposed scheduled Summer Olympics were supposed to take place in the United States. There's some problems revolving around the Republican Party in the summer of the Olympics. Let me find out, when is the Olympics supposed to be in the summer? I don't watch the Olympics. I don't know anything about the Olympics. The last time I heard that there was a hot French guy, that's as much as I knew from the last Olympics. Alright, so Summer Olympics 2026. Let's see if I can get a date. Oh, okay. So it's oh, this is the Winter Olympics. Let me just put the summer. The Summer Olympic would be held in Dakar, Senegal. Oh, did they move it? Oh, the 2026 Special Olympics in the U.S. will be held in Minnesota, but did they move the Olympics? Hold on. Did they move the Summer Olympics? Oh, the Summer Olympics will be held in Los Angeles in 2028, according to several websites. Oh, okay. So the person who submitted the question, Lindsay, you got the date wrong. It's 2028, not 2026. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. It makes sense why the Italian came in. It makes sense now why the Italians are in here. Okay. And then we have here the 2026 Olympic Games will be the Winter Olympics hosted by Milan and Cortina del Imperio in Italy, according to multiple sources. The Summer Olympics will be held in Los Angeles. Okay. Well, this is, again, like I said, this is a blind meeting. I knew nothing about the Olympics. So, like I do this in all my videos, I don't know anything. I just go into it blind, and that's really how the true, genuine intuition comes about. But essentially, this is very interesting because we're asking about the 2026 Olympics, right? And I'm trying to my very best not to say the midterm, but the 2026 Olympics. And it's very interesting because we have the Vietnamese and the Chinese teaming up here. So there's going to be an Asian faction within the Olympics. We have the bag one. So there's a very cocky contender or a very cocky country that is saying, oh, I'm going to be the winner. I'm going to be the victor, blah, blah, blah. And people can smell this confidence from miles away. They can smell this confidence a mile away. And then you also you have the Italians here as well. The gelato, the cool, the nonchalant, stuff like that. That's what it feels like. But there's two paths here. for the Italians. There's two paths for the European. Whoever is going into this Olympics in 2026 is going to be very cocky. I can tell you that right now. It's going to be very cocky. And so this is going to be like more macho type energy. It feels like there could be a political driven by a specific party or by a specific country to try to appear as macho as they can. The whole goal and idea is to turn the Olympics into a political machine, to turn the Olympics into, oh, this is what masculinity really is supposed to represent. This is what masculinity really represents. That's what it feels like in the 2026 Olympics. This is interesting because we're asking about the U.S. hosting the Olympics in 2026. Obviously, we have the answer. No, they're not hosting the Olympics. It's actually the cool, chill Italians. It can go either way, right? But what's really interesting as well is that there's a lack of leadership within the Asian faction when it comes to winning. However, the Italians, the Europeans, they're going to go through some sort of turmoil in the Olympics. They're going to go through some sort of turmoil, and the confident one could come out on top, and here's why. Here you have the Chinese or the Asian faction, and here you have it's a half a crescent, but it's on the bottom. The half is on the bottom of the circle, right? That means they got roughly around 50 to 70, 37%, so 37 to 50% of the amount of winning probability. For the confident country though, we have the bag one who's already got it in the bag. He has double square, followed by 75% circle, which tells me they have a 75% probability of winning compared to the Italians, or also known as Europeans, who are the Italians. They have a 50% probability of winning, hence the half crescent square. So that's what it kind of tells me. If anything, whatever the confident country is, it's going to go up against the Europeans. The Asian faction is going to kind of like be in the background more so. They kind of don't have a strategy, but rather more than not, it's going to be the Europeans up against whatever confident country this is. It could be the Americans. It could be, again, that the embodiment of trying to represent masculinity as a political narrative and using the Olympics in a way to get that message across. Now, what's really interesting as well, because at the time in which this Olympics takes place, if for some reason it takes place in the winter in 2026, we have here, when it comes to Donald Trump in the United States, what's going on in the United States during the winter and the summer of 2026. First of all, going into the summer first and into the winter of 2026, we have here, there's a lack of leadership in the movement with Donald Trump in the Asian faction. So whatever it is, there is a little bit of toxicity going on in the Asian Pacific. Specifically, I'm getting Taiwan and China in 2026. So definitely expect there to be some sort of issues in terms of Donald Trump and China and Taiwan. There's going to be something there. I'm also being pulled into the Philippines for some reason, so there's also some issue with the Philippines with the United States. I'm also getting indication as well. I'm being told that there is some sort of desire by the United States to acquire the Philippines. So I would not be surprised if there's efforts or there are talks about, like just like they did with Canada, about acquiring Canada, whether or not they're going to try to do the same thing but with the Philippines. Here we have underneath Donald Trump time under behind the scenes with the Winter Olympics. This is the summer show going into the winter. This is more the winter aspect. We have somebody who's very full of air. Donald Trump is very much full of air. He's coming in with a lot of confidence. He thinks he can win this all. Whatever it is that he thinks he can win, he's going in with full confidence. This is somebody who's very cocky. This is Trump being very cocky with the political nature of the United States at this time. We have here constant. Something is very consistent. The energy is very consistent. Right? But bacon, sometimes if you have it on the pan for too long, it can start burning. It can start to become very crispy. And what happens when something becomes so crispy? If you break it, it becomes powder, or you can even bend it and it just crumbles. So you can be confident. Just know when to stop. Because if you keep cooking it and keep trying to bask in the glory, you're going to become crisp. And when you become crisp, somebody could just knock you out one punch and you crumble down to the ground because you became charcoal. That is what this is telling me. It's telling me that Donald Trump, in terms of the summer of 2026, going into the Olympics, we have here him having some sort of issue with the Philippines, China, and Taiwan. I'm also getting Japan, so those are the four big ones in Asian faction. Then we start to move into what has been very consistent. He's very cocky about winning an election. He's very cocky about a political strategy that he's pursuing at the time in the summer of 2026. However, that doesn't hold. The reason for this is we have the Italian or the ice cream, it starts to melt. Right? It may appear as good, it may appear as attractive, but as that heat starts to overcook the bacon, it starts to create an enormous amount of heat melting the ice cream. And by having that melting of the ice cream, we have the tower card, which means there's going to be some major event taking place in 2026 leading into the Olympics and into the Winter Olympics. And this gets us kind of around the October time period of 2026, where we're going to start to see massive changes within the United States occurring around this time period. So there's going to be some massive changes in October of 2026 leading up to the Winter Olympics. I don't know exactly when the Winter Olympics normally takes place, so I can't tell you the exact time frame, but this tells me October. I bet as we start to lead this, and after the big news and stuff like that starts to break in 2026, towards the later in the year, we have the emperor and political dynasty coming towards an end. But because this card is here and this card is reversed, it's telling me that the presidency or the term Donald Trump term does not come to an end around the time. So if you're hoping for Donald Trump to have his term end, at the end of 2025 into 2026, it's not very likely, and especially around the time of the Winter Olympics, it feels very much so that he's still in power. So that's kind of like the reference. This is the current energy of the Olympics in 2026, the Winter Olympics specifically. We're going to go ahead and answer Lindsay's question, but we're going to answer it in a way in which it takes place with the Summer Olympics in Los Angeles, supposedly. All right. I felt like I was already committed to the, I was already committed to the 2026 Olympics. I figured I might as well finish the reading for you guys and then go ahead. So let's go and take a look. Let's see what Lindsay said. And of course it disappeared, so that's lovely. So I'm going to go ahead and find that question again. Okay. So she said, Lindsay Ray Hickey said, I'm curious, will the U.S. hold a Summer Olympics as they are the host in the 2028 Olympics? But with the way Trump treating other countries, will we even get to see or will we be withdrawn? There's a lot of wordy stuff there, but we're going to ask a very simplified version of that. So Spirit Angels tell me, will the United States host the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics, the Summer Olympics, in 2028? Will the United States host the Summer Olympics in 2028? We have the King of Size. No, I still don't see it. Nope. We have the cast iron. Remember I said Trump being like overcooking bacon in a hot pan? It's talking about the cast iron now. The iron, the foundation. No. The top of deck here, we have the root. Again, the foundation. The root is the foundation of any plant, right? I mean, you literally cannot make this up. I literally cannot make this up. This is literally fully recorded, no edits, right? Now let's take a look. Will the United States host the Los Angeles Summer Olympics in 2028? Will the United States host the Summer Olympics in 2028? No. Okay, so we have the Constitution, which is represented by the High Priestess. There is some sort of rule. I'm getting regulations or guidelines. Something is in the guidelines or the regulation that prevents it from going through. There's something here, regulation. I'm hearing the word zoning, so maybe there's a zoning issue or a building issue. On the top of the deck here, we have here the cup. It talked about leaving or walking away from the opportunity. It still very much tells us exactly where we were when we asked the first time in the beginning of this video. It seemed to be pretty much consistent with the energy that no, the United States will not host the 2028 Los Angeles Summer Olympics. The reason for this is because the first card that comes in is the King of Sides, which represents the mac and cheese. This is telling me no, there's a lot of authoritarian type energy around the 2028 Olympics. We do also have here as well, we have the Queen of Mainz, right? We have the turkey, and we have the airplane, and the gravy, and the windy road. It's telling me there's a lack of travel here. And this is also, again, a crown, but this time the crown is reversed. It's telling me they're not seeking to, whoever has run the Olympics, I have no idea how they run this thing, but whoever runs the Olympics, they're looking at optics over potential. And so they'll look at the optics of the United States and say, this doesn't look like it's going to be going well for us. Let's find it better suitable. Let's find it better suited, if you will. And that's kind of like the energy, that's kind of like where they're going. And here we have the sweet, holy one. I feel like there's going to be a couple of reasons why they make this decision. One of the main reasons why is because there's too much religious. I'm getting away with religious fanatics, and there's some sort of restriction on the Olympics in some way. They're trying to constrain the way the Olympics is ran, and because of that, that makes the Olympics also pull out. So there's, again, political narratives here forcing things to be done because it doesn't suit your narrative or it doesn't suit your political agenda. But this is the sweet holy one. It does feel like they're going to just take that turn and run away. That's why the cop car's here. I'm also hearing as well is that there's also a lot of people, people who are training for the Olympics who are of darker skin, and they could be targeted by ICE. So the idea also as well is to withdraw the Olympics from the United States because of fears of ICE. There is that energy here, and that's what also eclipses the overall energy, because we have the sun card here and you also have the moon, which means this is the solar eclipse. So this sweet holy one, the eclipse, what is one of the main reasons is that the fact that there's also going to be ice there. We also have as well for the United States what is going on at the time in which the United States is supposedly supposed to host the 2028 Olympics. We have here the hot mess. It's going to be a hot mess. It's the summer, right? The summer's melting. It's going to be really, really hot. It's also going to be talking about climate change. So there are going to be massive climate change issues. But possibly as well, one of the reasons why the Olympics may not be suitable was because there might be massive damage occurring the coast, the west line coast of California, and that might make it unsuitable for joining an issue, or even better yet, the stadium might not be suitable or might not be up to par on time ahead of the Olympics. Now, if you start to look at the United States now and start to understand why the Olympic team is making the decision, underneath the king side, we have the three of pentacles, which means an opportunity to the zoning issue. And there's something I'm getting told here, the word bureaucracy, is saying that there's a slow process with paperwork in government. There's a very slow process, and it's like running in a circle, and you just can't get things done. Right? There's something here, there's a bureaucracy here, and it's telling me as well is that there's also the closing of institutions. What I'm hearing the word proper wording, the closing of institutions that leads to the even slower pace of paperwork for things to come into forefront. Underneath the Queen of Mains reverse, which is again talking about the King reverse, and them looking for other opportunities because it's unstable, it's unsafe. We have here is the Six of Cups here. Look at the way the past Olympics would run. Look at the way the last Olympics would run. So there's going to be this indication here of looking how the 2026 Olympics goes and how the Republican president and the Republican administration handles that and how they use it for political narratives. They're going to look at that and say, I don't think it's a good idea. So there is going to be something that's going to come about the summer of 2026 Olympics. Underneath the sweet holy one, we're looking for other opportunities, looking for things to make your, I guess people, I don't know what they were called in the Olympics, but whoever they are, the athletes, I guess that's the proper word, to make them feel safe is to put them in a country where they don't feel like someone's watching them or someone's going to take them away any second. Right? And most of the time, these people are obviously immigrants because they are coming over just for an event. And here you have it, the sweet holy one and the word strength. They want to talk about the Olympics being about strength, not about weakness, not about fear, because a lot of the energy here that I'm getting is that if the Olympics was to go as proceed in the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics as planned, a lot of athletes would not be in the right mind of focus. A lot of athletes won't be in the right mind of focus, and therefore they're not going to be able to perform as well as they did in the past Olympics. And this time it's because of the political nature of the United States. Underneath this hot mess, things that's going on in the United States at the time, specifically in California and Los Angeles, there's going to be a lot of environmental destruction and a massive amount of heat. There can be some sort of climate change that's going to occur from now up until that period or point or when it's supposed to be scheduled. And because of that, funding is also withheld and withhold from the Olympics. It's probably because maybe they need some money. Maybe the government was supposed to put money into the stadium and build it and start the event, do the infrastructure. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of anything going on. I feel like there's a lot of emptiness and there's a lack of movement in the Olympics. So no, I don't see there being a potential for anything to come about in the Olympics. All right, so let's take a look here. We have here Travis Scott. He wanted to ask a really good question as a follow-up to a Lindsay question. As he said, Travis, I would like to ask all Olympians boycott the games. ICE will not hesitate to target people of color or those who speak other languages marketing them. Boycott the Olympics because of Trump. I actually kind of want to take a quick look at ICE and the Olympics. Just put them head to head to each other. Let's see what happened. Let's see what it looks like. And then we'll end today's video. Spirit Angel Tommy, give me the cards that best describe the energy between the Olympics and ICE, Immigration Custom Enforcement, whatever it's called, agency. Can you put the two up against each other in Los Angeles in 2028? What's going to happen? Give me the card that best represents Los Angeles and the Olympics. Okay, fine. They want me to make a category for the city, so the city will be in the center. This will be the Olympics. This will be ICE. Okay, give me the card that best represents Los Angeles. Okay? Give me the card that best represents ICE. Thank you. Alright, give me the card that best represents the Olympics. Right. Oh, there's a lot of energy in this Olympics. Give me the best card that best represents Los Angeles. Okay? Give me the best one that best represents ICE. Give me the best card that best represents ICE. Immigration Custom Enforcement. Okay. So now the way what we're doing is we're asking the question, if you were to put the Olympics in Los Angeles and ICE all together in the same point in 2028, what would be the overall energy? What can we expect as of now with the current energies and the way they're going? Again, this video is just for entertainment and educational purposes only as well. Let's take a look. Again, the Olympics, Los Angeles, the city, this is the environment, this is the event, and this is the possibility. This is the government or the agency, whatever you want to call it. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the environment. I'm being told to look at the environment. Los Angeles has this possibility, this opportunity. This is an opportunity to win, to become a victor, to have an opportunity to host the Olympics. I actually want to know, is this the first time the United States held the Olympics? Is this the first time the U.S. held the Olympics? Now I'm being told that Chicago was one of them in 1960s. Oh, I was wrong. Okay, so they said no, the first time the U.S. hosted the Olympic Games in 1904, the Games were held in St. Louis, Missouri, and were actually combined with the Louisiana Purchase Explosion or World's Fair. Interesting. I don't know, I'm getting told that there was a Chicago one. I don't know, maybe like 1960 there was Olympics over there. I feel like it's more so if anything with the Winter Olympic. But going back into the reading because that was unnecessary. We have the Ace of Pentacles. This is an opportunity for the United States to showcase itself on who and what it really is. This is what the Ace of Pentacles is. This is the opportunity to say, who is the United States? Something very different. Because underneath that, we have the ice one. I'm hearing the word ice, ice, baby. The ice one to drink. like the Long Islander drink with alcohol in it. Ice, ice baby. That is what Los Angeles at this time. This is the environment of Los Angeles. Ice, ice baby, which means it's going to be really, really hot. And there's an opportunity here for the United States to host the Olympics. The question is, will they mess this up? Probably the chances are no. In the United States, likely. Now, going into the Olympics and the actual event itself, we are met with the Lovers Code, which means a lot of disloyalty, there's a lot of negativity, a lot of polarization, a lot of negative energy around this period in time. We have here, this is because it's going to take place around a time where Republicans are trying to hold on to power. This is the Four of Pentacles, which tells me that there is some sort of political nature or some sort of environment electorally or politically that is motivating this type of behavior in Los Angeles. We also have here, this is also about control, and this is the Emperor, which tells me the Emperor Trump is also going to be exerting his influence, or even better yet, the Republican administration is going to be exerting their influence in the Olympics. There's something here about the Olympics in 2028. If the event was to take place in 2028, there's going to be the president who's trying to hold on, whoever this president is, whether it's Vance, whether it's Trump, whoever it is trying to hold on to power and they're trying to influence the Olympics. We have the Hermit card. Something goes dark. I feel like there's going to be a power grid failure around the time in which this Olympics is supposed to take place. And because of this, there was a change of something. I'm getting a scorecard change. I'm seeing like electricity, like electrical, like scorecard that keep track of things, and something gets altered. And here you have the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, look at that pentacle, right? We have an opportunity here. And here you have this black horse, this dark chosen horse. Oh, I come in with an offer. I come in, look, I'm ahead now. But you guys don't know that. But I'm ahead. It's going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe that I'm even saying it. But there's a possibility there could be cheating in the Olympics. Because we have that card here is we have the Death. Because we memorize that it showcases who the United States truly is. If the Olympics is cheated, I don't even know if it's possible if you can cheat. Because if everything's recorded, I don't even know how that would be remotely possible. So I can't just transcribe that in the most accurate way, but I'm literally telling you the energy feels like something gets altered with a blackout or something like that, and something in the scorecard changes. And here you have it, the Death card. Something comes to an end. I feel like it's a persona, it's an image, an illusion that the United States has cast in front of people around the world. Like, oh, the United States is actually going through a lot right now. That's the energy, that's their emotion, that's the aura. A lot of people wake up from this Olympics. This 2028 Olympics, if it was to proceed in Los Angeles, it's going to be a massive wake-up call, not only in the United States, but also globally. And here you have it, the Page of Cups, wishful thinking in terms of the victor. So wishful fantasy, talking about fantasy victor. Fantasy victor, what does that mean? It could be two things that it could mean. It could mean that the fourth victor wins because they were able to be successfully say, hey, listen, this is the result, I won, let's call it a night. The other outcome I'm also being told as well from Spirit is that if they decide to go ahead and just turn the lights off and something gets altered behind the scene with the scorecard and they get caught, the energy that I'm getting and the messages that I'm being told is that they're going to try to backplay it and say, oh, it looks like it was a glitch in the system because, it rebooted itself. So, and then maybe the victor gets originally claimed. The real victor gets handed the win, despite the fantasy victor losing. So there's going to be two different outcomes on how this is going to play out. When we start to look at the Olympics from the energy from within the Olympics, the people, we have the folded one, which means something gets folded, and it feels like it's a double slice. Something gets handed, but in a way that we didn't really expect. And here we have the Ace one. So it's saying that this is going to be a long time coming. If you want to rig the Olympics, you have to be premeditated about this. It has to be planned to the nine, and it has to go as planned, because any sort of failure, any sort of mess up will derail the entire plan. I don't know what it is about the Olympics, but there's something here that there's something that has to be done very specifically, and if anything's out of order, something failed. If you guys can tell me what that is in the description below, I'm really curious to see. We have here as well, we have the Page of Sties. And nobody really likes the green beans. Nobody really likes the green bean. But here you have it, this guy who's coming in sniffing the food. He's like, "Ooh, that smells really good." And this is green beans. So this is somebody who is smelling the green. This is somebody who sees money, profit in this. So this is going to also be enabled by profit. These are people within the Olympics who smell profit, money. And here you also have as well, we have the slurp. The slurp is ramen, right? This is ramen. It's saying that something is not as salty as they appear. Something's not as salty as they seem. I know it's a little bit hard to describe because I never read on the Olympics. I know nothing about the Olympics, but that's what I'm getting in terms of the Olympics and its energy and what we can expect with the Olympics. Whereas this is the overall environment of Los Angeles, right? The Los Angeles going through some major stuff. And then when it comes to ICE, Immigration Custom Enforcement Agency, we have the 5 of Cups reverse. That is telling me here that they're in motion, they're in like activity. There's not a loss here. There's a lot of funding behind this. There's a lot of funding. I'm also getting as well the Sweet Holy One. I mean, I said earlier that this card kind of symbolized to me like ice. It's reversed. So there is underside intention, like hitting people, athletes, people on the chairs who are looking to take people away during the event. Alright, so that's really all I'm getting. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I don't really know what to expect or make of this, but don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. This was absolutely a drastically different reading that I have ever anticipated, but I do hope you guys enjoyed today's video and content, and I will see you guys all soon. Thank you. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.